everyone. How are we? No good? You're good? Yes. Okay. All right. So, raise your hand if you've ever watched Spider-Man. Okay. Cool. It's fun, right? Like, it's got heroes, villains, romance, drama, tragedy, and most importantly, an unforgettable quote. With great power comes great responsibility. Now, what can we learn from this quote? If given the opportunity to be something or be someone, it is our responsibility to uphold those expectations. Because of that quote, I can stand in front of you all today and tell you that I believe if you are given a chance to lead, you owe it to the people who surround you to show up, listen, and serve. Before joining ASME, I was someone who kept to myself and often hesitated to speak up. I was the shy person that never volunteered for anything, that never took chances because of fear. But today, I can confidently say that becoming a member was the best decision I've ever made. Little did I know, I would be welcomed in ASME with open arms. I was asked about who I was as a person, and when I crossed paths with the same people, it felt nice to be remembered. It may have been a small feat for them, but for me, it made all the difference. Those same people noticed my work ethic and ability to organize, and I was given a chance to become an officer. After getting to know ASME, I was able to get over my hesitation, and it finally felt like I found my place. I started off with smaller responsibilities, and with each task, I realized that I would like to contribute more. I frequently found myself speaking up, volunteering, and helping organize ASME events. With that experience, I discovered that I enjoyed and wanted to continue connecting with members, brainstorming with the team, and leading. I grew into someone that I had only dreamed of becoming. As president, I want to give back to our members by providing those same opportunities to the students who don't know where to start and for the students who are looking for a place to belong. I will achieve my vision for ASME by personally connecting with members and staying curious. The questions I have for you are, what brought you to ASME? Why did you pick us? What do you hope to achieve? What is your motivation? Whether you're looking to perfect a technical skill, find a friend, or you're hoping to build confidence just like I did, I at least owe it to you to support and try to understand you. I may not always have the answers, but I can guarantee you that I will be there for you. Having a familiar face within the crowd is comforting, and it can mean the world to someone without you even realizing it. That is the first step in being a good leader, being there for your team and for the people who go to you for guidance. I like to think of the presidential role as the base of a foundation. If you don't have a sound and good foundation, the structure crumbles. And that's just engineering 101. Also, most of you guys know that I practically live at Baez, so if you don't know where to find me, check Baez. I will continue to demonstrate the ability to listen. If an ASME member is having a rough time or an officer is pitching a new idea, all they need is for someone to listen. Give them a chance to speak their mind, and from there, make a connection. Excuse me. Even though the president has the final decision, they must always keep in mind who the decision is for. Not for themselves, but for the ASME community. I want to be the president you can be honest with. If there is something you think I can improve on, let me know how I can be the leader that you need to achieve your goals. Don't be afraid to tell me the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, because I want to know it all. I am not the intimidating officer who only cares about professionalism 24/7. I am the person you can easily confide in, someone you can always approach, and the individual that encourages creative expression. I am always willing to lend a helping hand when I can, because that is the kind of impact that I want to have on others, and for them to pay it forward. My role as academic chair has inspired me to push for stronger collaborations between engineering organizations, such as the Academic Olympiad with SHEP, and study nights with SME, AKI, and SBS. Because of these collabs, I was able to create personal connections with people who are now very good friends of mine. I want to let others know that we can support one another, not just as peers, but outside the classroom. I would also like to strengthen how we communicate within ASME. One example is to implement a regular member spotlight to motivate others to work hard, to be proud, and be involved. I will set office hours for our members to get to know us, to ask questions, or to just simply hang out. We are here for the welfare of students. Engineers are busy as it is, and sometimes they want a group they want to depend on, whether it's as a resource or an escape from the daily stress we endure. I want ASME ASME to be that support for you. If you ask me why I'm up here giving the speech, not knowing the outcome, easily my answer is because someone believed in me, and I want to prove him right. If someone gives you a chance, the least you can do is accept it and become something much more greater. Let that serve as encouragement and inspiration for you to learn to grow, just as it did for me. Being seen was the push that I needed to thrive. However, it is only up to you to hold that expectation. It is your responsibility to hold that power. I am passionate about ASME and what it can do for our members. I want to be the person who believes in you, who sees your potential, and to give you endless opportunities. The presidential role is my calling, and just as someone believed in me, I am asking you all to believe in me too. And I'd be honored if you would have me as your next ASME president. Thank you.
Great speech. Really well worded. So being president means you're delegating amongst a lot of moving parts, right? So I guess my question is, how do you ensure clear communication amongst a team of 20 plus members or chairs?
Well, as you already know, we have the master event list. That is already one way that we can communicate with each other, because it shows who is in charge of this event, what committee it is, and I believe there are notes on the side of it that shows like the details. I also want to implement a specific rule system that every officer can follow, just so we're not, overlapping tasks and whatnot. Constant communication is a must. I believe bi-weekly meetings are essential for this. Not necessarily every week, because obviously a week is not enough time to get things done. Bi-weekly makes sure that we are all staying on track and that we have clear, constant communication at all times.
I have a question. This is in addition to what Justin was asking. As the ASME president, you doubtedly have a lot of responsibilities on top of your head. So how will you ensure that all the tasks that are delegated within the ASME are completed within the timely fashion and are completed in the best manner possible that benefits ASME?
Me personally, I have my notes. I'm hoping, or I will encourage the other officers to also have their own little notes. Set goals throughout the semester is also beneficial. I feel like as you have that constant reminder that, oh, this is what I need to get done by this certain day or this certain time period, that's very beneficial. I think maybe adding a calendar to the ASME lounge would help a little bit.
Thank you.
Jimmy.
So let's say you're in a time when you're president and you have a taping event, and you have a taping event for officers, right? And no one is signing up to volunteer for that taping event. What will you do as president to kind of help with that situation?
Well, recently we had our own tabling events, and I had noticed that there were a lot of scheduling conflicts. There were people going for 3 hours, some people were going only for 30 minutes, and I took it upon myself to actually ask everybody, saying, hey, we need people for this time slot. Please let me know if you are available. I made sure that there was a schedule. I made sure that nobody was staying for too long, or everybody had enough time to actually volunteer. I would probably reach out to not only the officers, but members who have been with us for a long time to help us with that, but preferably, obviously, we want officers, to be a part of that tabling. But that's just something I would do.
So you mentioned I think a big thing in your speech was to be open and you want members to come to you and officers to come to you with problems. How are you gonna encourage that environment? I know some members may not find people as approachable. So I guess how are you gonna go out of your way to bring those people in?
Well, I see a few familiar faces from my academic events. I know them by name, and I usually, with every event that I have or any ASME event, I would go up to them. Hi, what's your name? What's your major? What year are you? Make that connection, like I said in my speech. Reach out to members because they would want to feel appreciated that you took the time to come to speak to them, rather than just oh, you're here for attendance, cool, just sign in, right? You want to be personable with them, because then that's how they become comfortable. structure, just so it's not only that the core officers oversee the committees that they have been previously a part of, but it's mostly like, how do our duties align with each other, you know? So, VPE would be in charge of professional development, obviously, because you're bringing companies in, my bad. But that's what I'm most excited about.